Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is notorious for its expensive price tag, with the average cost exceeding 260 New Zealand dollars for the PlayStation 2 version, which translates to almost 160 US dollars. It has become quite a burden on gamers' wallets. What's even more surprising is that these prices are for loose copies, without even including a case to protect the game. If you're aiming for a complete in-box version, be prepared to shell out even more money. A new copy is like $500, like oh my gosh. And don't get me started on the graded copies. What's the point of it being graded? How do you play it? It's covered in plastic. How do you know the game's even in there? So why exactly is Tenkaichi 3 so outrageously expensive? Well, there are several factors contributing to its high price. One of the primary reasons is the sheer demand for the game. Tenkaichi 3 is widely regarded as one of the best Dragon Ball Z games ever created, and considering the enormous fanbase that the Dragon Ball franchise enjoys, it is no wonder that it has become such a coveted title. The game boasts one of the largest character rosters in history of Dragon Ball Z games, and all of these characters are available on the disc itself, so no paying $7.50 to unlock one character. On the other hand, supply also plays a crucial role in driving up the price of Tenkaichi 3. The game was released towards the end of 2007 in North America and in 2008 in Europe, which was relatively late in the PlayStation 2's life cycle. By that time, the next generation of consoles had already been out on the market for a while, and this inadvertently affected the sales of the titles released on the previous generation's hardware. Despite this, Tenkaichi 3 did manage to sell well, considering the circumstances. However, in early 2009, Atari lost the publishing rights to Dragon Ball Z games in North America, leading to a limited number of NTSC copies available in the market. Since the NTSC version is the most sought after, this scarcity further adds to its value. Meanwhile, during the 6th generation, Europe predominantly had the 50Hz PAL versions, which weren't as desirable. For those lucky enough not to grow up with PAL during this time, I need to explain why it sucks. Due to Europe's different electrical grid compared to North America, many PAL games would only output at 50Hz instead of the 60Hz, resulting in slower gameplay and fewer frames per second.
That is one big pile of shit.
Unfortunately, New Zealand also fell under the PAL region, so we were stuck with this inferior version. Who cares about New Zealand anyway? Nobody even knows what a New Zealand is.
Too bad New Zealanders are a bunch of cocky a-holes descended from criminals and retarded monkeys.
You're thinking of Australians.
Yeah, that's Australians.
As time passes, older video games tend to gain nostalgic value, and collectors are willing to pay a premium to relive their memories. Nostalgia is a powerful force, and just as Budokai 3 holds a special place in my childhood, Tenkaichi 3 does the same for many others. However, I consider myself fortunate that my nostalgia comes at a much lower price. Budokai 3 received an HD remaster in 2012, which significantly increased its availability and subsequently drove down its cost. Despite its immense popularity, Tenkaichi 3 has never received the same treatment. There is no Tenkaichi collection available, and the game is absent from digital storefronts. The only alternative platform where Tenkaichi 3 is available is the Wii, but even that console is growing a bit long in the teeth. Interestingly, the Wii version of the game is significantly cheaper, although the reason for such a price gap is not entirely clear. Perhaps some people are put off by the motion controls associated with the Wii version. However, it's worth noting that using a GameCube controller on the Wii can eliminate the need to deal with the motion controls altogether. Considering that the main demographic for this game is men, it's understandable why the PlayStation 2 version is preferred, allowing their dominant hands to take a break.